Hello again, everyone. Todd Michael Putnam here from D&D Creative Table Designs, and I'm bringing you another D&D Creative Table adventure idea. This one is the Wildlands of the Summer Fae. The Wildlands of the Summer Fae. And in this idea, the characters have gone to sleep from the main adventuring party. They've gone to sleep during a travel session, and what they didn't realize is they had gone to sleep inside of a very large mushroom circle, which on the nights of a full moon opens up a portal into the Fae world and literally just teleports them into this land, teleports them into this area, which is completely dominated and ruled. This plane is ruled by the Fae. So everything about it is very mischievous, but nothing is malicious. Of course, you've got pixies and sprites, and you've got tree folk, and you've got some elves, and all dryads and all sorts of creatures of this nature that all seems to live together in this fantastical realm that's just overflowing with Fae magic and energy and spirit. And so the players show up in this area, and of course they're utterly bewildered, where they'd come in and they're like, what happened? And the first thing that happens, of course, is the pixies will start messing with them. The pixies will talk to them from behind the trees, but without letting them see, and they'll make funny voices, and they'll make strange demands and stuff, just to keep the players confused, and just to mess with them. And then the pixies will start doing other things as well. They'll maybe play hide and go seek with them, but they'll start polymorphing the characters into different shapes and whatnot. Maybe polymorph one of the characters into, for example, a rabbit, and then a local satyr would be walking by and see the rabbit, and the satyr starts chasing after it as if he's hunting it. And of course, the pixies will turn the player back into their regular selves before any damage or harm is done, but just as this joke that what it feels like to be a rabbit being hunted, and things of that nature. So lots of illusions, lots of silly things, and the adventure is designed not to be a fight. It's designed to be a fun house. The idea, anything the DMs can come up with in terms of the players are blinded, but they're given flight, and they're told to find a blueberry at the top of the highest trees or whatever. And of course, they can't see the colors as they're flying around blind, trying to locate these things and come back. Or the Fae the conversations and stuff will all go in strange directions and have nonsensical answers. Some are legitimate, but the majority of the time there's nonsensical stuff that's sprinkled in that would just be infuriating for the characters, because they can't seem to figure out the one question they have, which is how do they get back home? How do they get out of this Fae Wild area and back into the world that they're familiar with? And so then some of the sprites or pixies and nixies or whatever it is can start pretending that, oh, well, they're the queen. And so they'll require the players to bow and stoop and fetch and do things for them. All stuff that's not harmful or anything, but designed to put the players in their place. And of course, they'll all be laughing at the players and having a good time, making them do silly, dumb stuff. Some of them may get charmed by dryads and be turned into love slaves and told that they have to physically climb up to the top of the side of the waterfall and go to a certain bush and pick a certain flower or whatever it is for the dryad in order to earn her affections, because they'll be totally love struck, or given strange things like that the dryad will return their love to them if indeed they will capture the essence of the moon for her, which might just be something as simple as bringing the dryad next to one of the ponds and seeing the reflection of the full moon in the water next to that of the dryad. Silly things like that. It's very, very much designed to be a role-playing adventure game, where players get a chance to do lots of talking, lots of behavior and action and stuff, lots of exploring. Of course, you can have berries that do all kinds of different things. Some of them may heal players. Some of them may cast a confusion spell if you eat it. Some of them could give the players flying. There's all different chaotic type Fae-like magic just overflowing in abundance through the forest and in the stream itself. And so you'd have strange things. You could have literally talking snails, that may say something if the players are doing something wrong, and a snail might start talking, but instead of a high-pitched type voice, it may have a very deep voice, and it may talk to them as if it's very serious or whatever, and it's almost like a maybe like an English accent of some kind, and like it's very self-important. Just things to catch the players off guard so that they're having a conversation with a snail who's helping them out of a problem that they can't seem to solve for themselves. And it's all things of that nature. Eventually they'll learn that there actually, of course, is a queen of the summer fae, and that she's over here in this temple area, which of course is like beautiful ruins, if you will. It's just the architecture and stuff is somewhat reminiscent of elven/druid in its style and making. She isn't there all the time, of course. They would have to petition her and earn her favor. But she would, of course, make sure that they learned their lessons, that the Fae, even while just joking, are more than a match for the players. None of this, again, would be malicious, unless, of course, the players themselves attacked. In all likelihood, then most of the stuff would just scatter and leave. But then they might polymorph the players or do all kinds of confusion and things just to really start making their life miserable and cause damage to themselves more than the Fae doing the damage to them. End up causing confusion, and they all disappear, and the party members start attacking each other. Or things like that, if the players were to turn on the Fae and start trying to cause damage or to actually harm them. Because for the Fae, this is all in good fun. It's all just the way it is. They're living in a permanent dreamlike state where things don't always make sense. Things are just kind of strange, and so one event may not naturally lead to another, and they're kind of okay with that off logic and strange warped sense of humor. So, and they'll find things, of course, there'll be like little gnomes and stuff in there, and there'll be tree folk, and they might have, again, talking mushrooms. Some of the trees could start talking to them, things of that nature. So the idea is very much a fun house instead of a combat heavy type situation, very much a fun house. And then, of course, eventually, once the queen has decided that they've had enough, she can cause the moon itself to shine the light on the mushroom circle, which is there. And at that point, the portal will open again, and the players may step through and return back to their own world, and be done with this insane place and the Fae's insipid humor that seems to know no bounds. As far as building this is concerned, it's just a standard grass mat on there. Monster Fight Club also has trees of different color. You've seen they have green trees, of course. Then they have these autumn ones. That mat is included with it, and those are great. But they also have these like pink and blue trees as well, and that's specifically what they're for. Is like for Fae or magical forest type stuff. Maybe an elven forest or things of that nature. So I grabbed some of them, put them on there, and then I also grabbed some aquarium plants. Kind of like this one here, these ones here, which are glow-in-the-dark type plants. They'll reflect UV light and stuff. They'll black light, I should say. They'll reflect that. So and then some of these plants here, and also like these guys here are mushrooms from Dwarven Forge, and just a variety of different plants and stuff and lots of colors. Lots of yellows, purples, blues, greens, stuff like that, oranges. They just kind of threw them all on there to try and just get like a riot of color. That it just to very much give almost a magical world type feel to it. That's just ruled by Fey magic. And then building this here, there's literally just some glasses. I can circle around underneath here. Not my usual 22-ounce glasses, because those would have been too tall, but just some regular old crappy glasses, drinking glasses that are there that I don't use anymore. So I grabbed those, and they happen to be just the right height for this particular waterfall. And then I just put some Dwarven Forge terrain trays on it, some Monster Fight Club mountains, or hills, I should say. And this piece here, right here, this is just a sculpt pond piece that I had. I think I got that off eBay. And then after that, I just threw up a bunch of Dwarven Forge elevation tiles and Iranthor mountains. Threw those on there in order to create the cliff type effect. and then threw some plant vegetation on there that I got off of eBay. These little small ones, they just plant up any place, and that creates that extra layer of mystical, magical, ethereal, Fae type feeling to it. And then after that, I just went ahead and I got, this is my trusty little 30-watt black light that I've got. I originally got it. It worked great for Underdark. And then some of these same plants that I use in the Underdark, just put it in a different field, and it very much gives, as you can see when you pull it back, just the glowing plants gives it, brings a life or a light to the experience itself. It just turns it into a mystical realm beautifully. And these are just aquarium plants. This is just an aquarium plant. Some of these, even this guy right here, just an aquarium plant. And just take those and scatter them about. There's different colors. I got so I've got some green and yellow, and then some orange and purple, and I've got them scattered about. And that's really all it takes. And the river itself is from Pegasus Hobbies. You can pick it up from those guys there, and I have several sets of it. And just try and use lots of the corners in order to make it so it's not too many straight lines. Doesn't look natural. So I just try and put together several sets of corners and stuff. Some straight lines, but then try and get it meandering through as much as I can. Some of these play mats here, these are from Monster Fight Club. The mushrooms to the right and the left, those are from Dwarven Forge. This big piece right here, I've got it off of, I think this is Zitterdes. I could be wrong, but I think this Ruins thing is Zitterdes itself. I know it's made of the similar type material that I found on eBay. Throw on some rocks around it and some nice colorful foliage, and you're in business. So that's basically the build of the table. Oh, I'm sorry. And then also I found some of these crystals that I thought, and I just thought, crystals, that's kind of synonymous with magic kind of a thing, or ethereal or whatever. So I have some purple and some blue crystals that I threw around on the table just here and there. And that really helps just kind of sell the experience. So that's what it looks like, and that is the summer Fae Wild, and that's the adventure. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy what you see, and if you want to see more, I've got well over I think 60 videos that we're going on now for adventure ideas. So please go through and check those out. Lots of fun stuff to see. This was the summer Fae Wild, and I hope you liked it. And I will see you next adventure. You take care. Bye.